viewers, here we are in Luzern. We're going to take one of the Staedler Flirts to Sursee. This is a quick tutorial to show you how to set it up when you're not using Raildriver. Okay, first up, master key to on, and let's get our cab lights on so we can see what we're doing. Let's turn on the passenger lights and get the doors open for them. Let's set a destination so we know where we're going. That's now set to Sursee. Okay, let's turn our gauge dials up a little bit so we can see them in the dark. And we will need our wipers, but let's not do that just yet. Reverse it forward. Let's give you a little bit of brake and release the train brakes. So I gave it a little bit of electric brake and released the train brakes. Let's turn on STM, which is a little bit like vigilance. And let's turn on the European Train Control System, level 1. Excuse my hiccups. Okay, it's time to shut the doors. Now we've got a speed limit of 40 because we haven't passed any balises as yet. So let's just give that some fang. And you'll see the VSOL, which is this one here, which is defaulted to 40. Will keep us at the 40 limit. And then I want to show you what happens if we don't stick to the 40. Okay, we've reached the 40. Let's just stick this up to 50. We're getting an alarm and we haven't reacted, so we've got an emergency brake. So I'll just stick this back to 40 so that doesn't happen again when we get going. Let the train come to a stand. Reset's very easy. Train brake to full service. Bring the regulator and e-brake back to 0. Release the train brake and you'll see the brake pressure dial start to go down. There it goes. Bit of horn and away we go. Now I set the VSOL back to 40 so that will protect us. Okay, let's put our wipers on. It's a bit snowy. Excuse me. Alright then, now let me show you what happens if we trigger an emergency brake ourselves. It's the same if you do it with the e-brake or if you do it with the train brake. Alright, train has come to a stand. Same procedure as before. Train brake to full service. Regulator and e-brake to 0. Come on, 0, there we go. Release the train brake. And you can hear the brakes coming off, so power up, away we go. When we go over the balises that are next to this green signal here on the ground, see them in the centre of the track there, our speed will go up. And we'll be allowed to go faster. Alright, it's at 80. We can change our VSOL to 80. One more. Now if you watch my Raildriver tutorial, you'll discover how much easier this is with a Raildriver. But anyway, works fine with a controller, with a mouse and with the keyboard. But stuff you're seeing in the windscreen occasionally is the reflection from my controls. Alright, our next stop is Emmenbrook, platform 1. So we're just going to go flat out. Well, we're going to do the speed limit anyway. So I've got a little bit of the HUD turned on, just so you get a bit of warning and you can see what's happening with the signals versus what's happening with ETCS. So the pink dot is where I've got VSOL set to, so that's our maximum speed. And the grey line is the current speed limit. .6 more kilometres to Emmenbrook. And we should soon see a yellow signal. Now first up I'm going to show you what happens and how to brake to stay ahead of the curve when it does happen. I find you often over-anticipate Now it's okay to know the route and start slowing down, because that's what a real driver is going to do. Alright, we have another green, and the one after this one should be yellow. Alright, you can see on the HUD the next one in 600 metres or so is indeed yellow. And I'm just going to keep powering until we actually get to it, because then we'll have ETCS come on. Now I'll have to start braking before I explain it, because there's our yellow signal there, so driver's going to react, come off the power, and then we'll see our speed curve pop up as the yellow, and we can start putting in some braking to make sure we stay ahead of the curve. So basically this yellow curve will descend around the dial, and we just need to be braking faster than it's descending, which we are at the moment. Now, the other thing to remember is the braking curve is for the red signal, not for the platform. We want to brake for the platform, which is in 200 and something metres. And we're quite happily keeping ahead of that curve there, and we're going to stop at an adequate place in the platform as well. Now, it can take a while to get used to this. It's not difficult by any means. It's not like PZB. It doesn't bite you. Alright. Now we can open the doors. The left doors this time. Now we'll do this again for the next station, just so you get the idea. Okay, it's almost time to close. We'll do that now. Now you'll notice we've been limited back to 40. Now you can either change the VSOL, and away we go. You can either change the VSOL to keep you below 40, or you can leave that where it is and just use your regulator to keep you below 40. So basically just reduce the power as you're approaching 40 kilometres an hour. Now our next station's not very far away, so we're going to see this play out again very quickly. Alright, I'll just pull that back now so we don't go over the 40, and we've gone over the balises, so we can go back up to our speed limit now, so max power it is. So we're approaching Emmenbrook Gersag, it's 760 metres away. You do have to drive this like you stole it to try and keep up with the timetable. And unfortunately there's no setup time in the timetable, so you're just on the go. Alright, there's our yellow signal. We've also got to stop in 400 metres, so I'm going to brake for the stop. But we'll see ETCS, there it goes. It's come on, and this signal's right at the end of the platform, so that's actually a similar... Actually no, this one's not at the end of the platform, I lied. But we do want to stop relatively quickly for this platform. Okay, we're all good. And as we come to a stop, let's get our doors open. Alright, so with the next one, I'm just going to show you what happens if you ignore it. And the same thing if you ignore it or you don't meet the braking curve, because by ignoring it, you're effectively not meeting the braking curve. Alright, let's lock the doors. And flat neck. Off we go. So we do still need to stay under 40, so I'll reduce the flat neck. Don't think we're going to get to those balises before I get over the power. A little enthusiastic there. Yeah, we're just sitting on it, all good. And we'll go back up to our speed limit when we cross these balises here. The balises are the things in the middle of the track, next to the signals. Okay, we are back to the speed limit now. You can see that grey bar has gone back up. And in fact, it's gone up a little bit, so we can actually take our VSOL to 90 now. So what I'm looking at is this grey bar here, which shows our speed limit, and VSOL is that pink dot. Now this time, remember, I'm going to ignore the next signal, because I just want to show you what happens. So, powering up, driver's staring out the window, thinking, how am I going to get home in this snow later? Mine's not really on the job. Got Rothenberg-Dorf coming up, completely forgotten he's stopping. Life's like that. Passengers are going, oh, he doesn't seem to be slowing down. Wonder what's going on. Alright, so here we come through the yellow. So we'll get the notification. There it is. ETCS has gone yellow on us. We should get the second notification that we need to brake. Got 600 meters to the red signal. There we go. And it's now yelling at us because we're not braking. And there we go. Emergency brake. Now we might still spad. Let's see. Actually, it's probably going to do a fairly nice stop in the platform. There you go. Passengers, laptops and coffee's gone everywhere, but that's okay. So, same way to reset this as before. Full service. Bring it to 0. In fact, we'll give it a little bit of e-brake. Electric braking, that is. And we'll release the air brakes. And then when it's time, we can kick off again. And away we go. And remember, we're limited to 40 again. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. You can watch the same thing again on the Rail Driver, should you want to. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.